Yo, what is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family? We're back again with another daily Casper crypto live stream, and I'm sure the big question on everybody's mind now is what in God's name is happening right now? And this has all happened, by the way, in the past 2 hours, because I was earlier today holding my executive roundtable to those who are part of the VIP group here, and the markets were down, but they weren't too down. But since in the past 2 hours we have seen a massive liquidation event. Bitcoin is now currently down 5.42% on the daily time frame, which is insane for Bitcoin. Now it's currently valued at $79,000. It's lost the 80k zone again, which is nuts, absolutely insane stuff. And thankfully, for those who were a part of the executive roundtable earlier today, we did call this to an extent. We did call this because we did speak about, as our experienced trader C Crypto highlighted, right now Bitcoin was shaping up to make another lower low. So if you want to find out more ahead of time as well, or find out kind of, in detailed analysis of the market and much more, come check out the Coin Factory VIP group. There's a lot more offer in there as well, and it gives a better understanding of what's happening in the market right now. There's a lot going on right now. We're going to get in this stream regarding the current market crash, the current market crash, why it's happening, what we can expect tomorrow, some other reassuring news to deter FUD, because there's a lot more we've got to cover, and equally then some huge Casper announcements as well. This is always on the horizon, and I stated as much as well. The market crash is significant, and right now Casper is almost down 10%. Currently it's down 8.87% on the daily time frame, valued at 5.8 cents, and Casper looks like it may very well retest this level of support down here at 5.4 cents. Even the hash rate has capitulated, losing the one extra hash. This is partly because we are seeing more and more node operators migrate over to the new RK version 1. So as a result, therefore, more nodes are temporarily going offline. You can see right now it's at 40%, which I think actually might have come down a little bit. Maybe I'm mistaken. I might be mistaken. But either way, 40%, which is good to see, truth be told. But we are seeing the hash rate come back. That's partly because of, again, the node switching over. That's also partly because the next reduction occurred recently. And of course, Casper's price is not getting any better right now, so more miners are going offline. It's concerning, but I am still not personally that worried right now, purely because I see and I know, and we're going to cover in this stream, of what is incoming, what we've got to look forward to going forward. And I think Casper will hopefully and very likely make a reveals from there as well. So we've got a lot to cover in today's stream, a very informative one, no doubt. So as always, if you enjoy this informative content, you want to have more insight on the markets and all that stuff, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. And I'll come back to it later on in the stream again, but we spoke about this earlier today in my roundtable. If you want even more in-depth institutional insights as well, then you've got to come check out the VIP group 7-day free trial. We are talking about a lot of big stuff in there, and again, things right now look disastrous, but that is just a Trojan horse, if you will. They're making it look like it's worse than it is. They're making it look like we're in a recession right now, in a bear market right now. And I think it's all part of the plan, truth be told. That being said, welcome back everyone to the channel again. I know things look very, very disastrous. Don't worry, after I do the pleasantries, I will definitely be covering into the content on what's happening right now and what we've got to look forward to. DC, brother, welcome back. We are doomed. Why, Casper, why? Everything right now is looking disastrous right now. You can see even here, this was posted literally about an hour ago. Say it's at, $200 million was liquidated from the crypto market in the past 60 minutes. Absolutely insane stuff. And again, one thing to keep in mind as well is when this stuff happens, or at least when these posts are made, right? It highlights $200 million was liquidated. Not everything goes on chain, by the way. So this is only what they can see. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that's not happening on chain. More than this has got liquidated in the market so far. It's been a disaster. Bitcoin coming back almost 6% is insane for Bitcoin. And we've seen a lot of disaster from this point forwards, and we'll get into that again in a moment. But the market coming back right now is not too surprising. we may see some more further pullbacks because, again, of the uncertainty. We've got clarity, but there's still a lot of uncertainty right now and a lot of disaster and fear in traders' minds right now. Zero more capital today. Aye, Andy, again, you've got to take holidays here and there, but either way, right now, Casper is definitely coming back, and we could see some more pullbacks, so maybe not getting something today could be a good idea, but I do think that Casper is reaching a bottom. My personal belief, again, not financial advice, but either way, the markets look dire right now, and I am personally quite upset I have no dry powder left. Otherwise, I would definitely be scooping up some at this price right now. Get down 8%, valued at 5.8 cents is a bargain. It is temporarily losing this level of support at this wedge here, which I did highlight going to probably happen. But I do believe that Casper will hopefully hold strong at this level down here. If Casper does not lose this level here, that'll be a sign most likely of that being the bottom. And therefore, with what's coming out in May, we can see a lot coming through as well. I'm sure most of you have already watched the video I made last night, where he spoke about some market indicators and whatnot, which highlighted again the fact that Bitcoin has an 80% correlation to the M2 supply, the money supply, and that leads us to believe that we're going to start seeing some good market trajectory and reversals going into end of April, sort of May time. Now again, if we end up getting more retaliations regarding the tariffs, then that won't come to fruition, but I'm optimistic still for where the market's going to go despite the current sentiment. What's up, brother Casper, for news? Welcome back to the channel, bro. Hope you had a very, very, well, hope you're having an okay day. I'm sure good day, maybe not so much right now, the markets. 10-8 Bitcoin, yeah, I know, it's frustrating, no doubt. But Bitcoin is likely going to come back down to 76. This level of support down here might come down a little bit lower. Right now, Bitcoin's been forming lower lows and lower highs. We have not broken that trend just yet. So if you end up seeing Bitcoin, you know, again, from a TA perspective, you see Bitcoin correct down to here and hold here, that'll be a double bottom. And therefore, that could be, say, a good chance for it to go up again. But we have to wait and see. Again, it's still quite early to call it. The M2 supply suggests that we should see Bitcoin come back down to these levels again. Is currently following it quite closely, as you can see. If I line it up a little bit more, actually, we can see. Ride it up, come back down. And it's going to come back down again, most likely. And we'll see then for Bitcoin probably make a move again towards the end of April, depending. We'll get to that again later on in a moment, though. What's up, Crypto brother? Let's go. Welcome back to the channel. Let's go. Just bought another 150k Casper. Hey, love to hear that, brother. Honestly, keep stacking that bag. Hopefully we will get 2 more months to pack our bags. I would be surprised personally. It's not impossible, especially for alt, especially for Casper. It's not impossible to get an extra 2 months. But right now, I think the fear is at literal all-time highs. Everyone's getting exhausted right now, and this is, you know, recession warnings are getting louder and louder. This is arguably a premium time to start looking to get into the market. Which, before I get into more of the pleasantries, I will actually go into a little bit of this news. So, I just highlighted already, over $200 million have been liquidated from the crypto market in the past hour, and more has happened since. And it's because a lot of sentiment happening right now, a lot of bearish news. Jim Cramer, who typically he is deemed as the anti-market, he even predicted the stock market crash is going to be something similar to 1987, known as the Black Monday. So we're going to see an even bigger crash happening when the markets open up tomorrow. And, you know, typically people take this as a bullish signal because, again, Jim Cramer normally does the opposite of the markets, but that does look to be the case right now. The reason why is because of tariffs. We've seen so far since Trump has taken over, more than $10 trillion has been, you know, lost, wiped away in the stock market, which is insane. And we could see more pain in the short term. I don't think it will be too disastrous in the long term. And comparatively, if you think about crypto's been a lot better than that. Crypto's seen a lot of money lost, of course, but, you know, where stocks have lost 10 trillion, Bitcoin's probably lost, I mean, I haven't got a number for you, but I'm sure max $1 trillion. Max $1 trillion since Trump has taken over. It's still not good, but I'm still not too worried right now, despite the current sentiment. The reason why the market's crashing today is because of tariffs. So, as it stands right now, Trump announced Liberation Day on the 2nd of April. He announced a lot of baseline tariffs that are going to be 10% on all countries that are going into effect on the 5th. And then we're going to have on the 9th of April, on Wednesday coming, all the reciprocal tariffs going live. That means all of these other tariffs here, these reciprocal tariffs here will all be going live on the 9th on Wednesday. Which is, you know, considerable. A mass amount of tariffs, right? So what's effectively happening right now, and the belief in the market right now, is that because we know next week, mid next week, we're going to see reciprocal tariffs going live, there's anticipation of a massive market crash happening tomorrow when the markets open back up, in anticipation for retaliation from other nations, because we still have got some time until the tariffs go live, so we see some retaliation beforehand or even afterwards when the tariffs are implemented, and therefore people are panicking. It's purely headlines. It's purely tariffs right now. It's the uncertainty of how, the world is going to react to being tariffed by America. That's all it is right now. I say all it is like it's nothing. It's like a small thing. It's a big thing, of course, but it's not like, fundamentally anything's wrong right now. It's purely because traders are uncertain on how the market's going to react when the tariffs are implemented and if countries are going to retaliate. We've seen China already try to retaliate. And actually, I think they actually have retaliated. China's retaliated. Although we have seen other nations, the likes of Taiwan, for example. Taiwan apparently has offered zero tariffs and pledges to increase its investment in the United States to avoid Trump's tariffs. So there are some nations out there who actually are negotiating with Trump. I think Argentina's just done it as well. Taiwan's done it. And I'm sure you'll see many more approach Trump in due time, because America, for their benefit, they have so much capital, so much influence, so much power, they can bully people into the markets. They can bully people and get their way. So right now the markets are capitulating, crypto and stocks in particular. So stocks are a lot worse, by the way. Crypto's not doing great, but stocks are a lot worse. And it's capitulated because of the uncertainty of tariffs that are being implemented on the 9th. And we can see more downside. I've been always saying that. We can see more downside in the immediate short term. But once the tariffs, the uncertainty is dissipated and the tariffs have been priced into the market, that will be, from my personal belief, an indicator of an absolute bottom. In that regard, actually, you even got, people like Warren Buffett, for example, who's even stated in an interview recently on CNBC, or a CNBC interview where he stated that people are very strange during market downturns, because most people are savers. But when the markets are down, stock market, and you can even correlate this to the crypto market, that's when you should want to buy the lower prices. It's a typical, kind of a natural thing, an emotional, an unavoidable emotional sentiment that everybody has as investors, right? You want to be in and be green, right? So therefore you want to, that's why a lot of people who are unexperienced or inexperienced, they tend to chase price pumps and sell at price bottoms because they want to see their investments do well. But the successful trader is the one who buy when there's blood in the streets and sell when everything's looking too good, because they understand that sentiment tends to flip like that very, very quickly. So Warren Buffett right now, who, by the way, remember, Warren Buffett took out a massive portion of his investments into stocks like Apple and I think Microsoft as well, and many, many more, months back. He has money on the sidelines right now, and he has stated in this interview that he's actually going to start sizing back into the stock market while the market is crashing right now. Again, we've seen 10 trillion wiped out since Trump took over. So right now, the market crash tomorrow is seemingly on the horizon. Black Monday, as Jim Cramer highlights it here, and it is definitely possible. Definitely possible, and I would not be surprised to see that such. And we can see Casper come down further as well. Definitely, because again, right now, everyone is waiting to see how the stock market reacts when the markets open on Monday, to see if we get more retaliations regarding the tariffs and whatnot. Ultimately, again, it's uncertainty. But, I am still not worried. And guess what? Neither are institutions, right? Again, 2-3 hours ago, when me and the VIPs conducted our executive roundtable, we covered a lot of very, very in-depth institutional insight, what the institutions are currently looking at. It was very, very, very insightful, very in-depth, going to such factors like, what projects they're actually looking at, what projects they don't have any. Some projects, the big projects right now, some of the biggest ones in this space right now, they're losing faith in them. One of them is called Ethereum, one is called Solana. The big investment companies are losing faith in Ethereum and Solana. If you want to know more about that, you've got to come check out the VIP group. Again, links down below. We covered a lot of big things in there. We also covered the institutional sentiment that's happening in the space right now, what they are looking at, and what they think is going to be big catalysts going forward as well. One of them is this post here from newsbitcoin.com, which is ultimately about the Goldman Sachs recession risk crypto. The two parts I want to highlight here is institutional sentiment right now. The fact that it states here, the yield curve is inverting again. the traditional recession signal, which is a traditional recession signal. But unlike past cycles, the Fed is unlikely to rush to quantitative easing due to inflation concerns. So ultimately, there's a massive signal right now that we are entering closer and closer towards a recession. The fear is very, very high. That's also why the markets are reacting so aggressively right now. And as a result, because of the inflation concerns and uncertainties because of the tariffs, the Fed is unlikely to rush to start printing money because that will also cause more inflation. However, that still sounds negative, but however, not everyone agrees that a recession poses a net negative risk for crypto. In a recent interview, Robbie Mitchnick, who is the global head of digital assets at BlackRock, offered a nuanced view of Bitcoin's macro sensitivity, stating economic fears. I don't know if we have a recession or not, but a recession would be a big catalyst for Bitcoin. Sounds crazy to say that, right? Now, truth be told, I think a recession would kill Bitcoin and the markets. Definitely, we go back into a bear market. But Robbie Mitchnick highlights that it actually could be a catalyst for Bitcoin because Bitcoin is catalyzed by more fiscal spending and debt and deficit accumulation. That happens in a recession. It's catalyzed by lower interest rates and monetary stimulus that tends to happen in a recession, ultimately highlighting that if we enter a recession, the Fed, as they always do, is going to do whatever they can to avoid that recession. That means lowering rates and printing money. That's the only way to avoid a recession right now, is to stimulate the economy. And we have seen on numerous occasions how Bitcoin does tend to react to stimulus, to money pumping into the market. It goes up with it. Despite how disastrous it ends up being in the long term, it will do it. So Robbie Mitchnick, again, the global head of digital asset at BlackRock, is highlighting that whether we get a recession or not, Bitcoin could still be actually very, very big for Bitcoin. It could do even better. And therefore, will that be good for altcoins as well? We can debate. If Bitcoin goes up, likely most alts will go up as well. But the whole premise of me highlighting this here is just highlighting that while we do have a lot of fear in the markets, and tomorrow seemingly is going to be, doomsday, if you will, all because of tariffs right now, it's all due to uncertainty of tariffs and inflation concerns right now. We are seeing some nations, though, in bullish stance, actually come to negotiate an agreement with Trump about removing tariffs, which is good. We have the likes of BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, stating that, we're not worried about it, we're still investing. And they are still investing. You have Warren Buffett, who's also buying these stocks at these dips right now as well. So all the smart money are indicating they're buying right now. They're buying the dip. So why on earth are we panicking? Why? Obviously we haven't got the capital they do. So maybe we've put too much in. We haven't de-risked properly. And therefore we've got too much investment. But the big money, who either de-risk appropriately or not, they are not worried in the slightest. They're buying more. They're buying more. Right now, I completely agree that we are here. Not here. I do not believe that we saw the peak in January. If we get recession confirmations, then maybe. Despite what we mentioned, I think recession confirmation would be the start of a bear market. But I do not believe we are here. I believe we are here before we see the pump. How big of a pump? We can debate that. But I think we are still in a bear trap right now. A very disastrous and very aggressive bear trap. Although saying that, of course, alts are bleeding more so than Bitcoin. But if you look at just purely Bitcoin, which is obviously the market leader, the pullback is not nearly as aggressive as we witnessed back in 2021. When my TradingView wants to load, God, this thing is terrible. TradingView can be so slow sometimes. But yeah, we can see Bitcoin back in 2021. We saw a 55% pullback in the price. That was confirmation of a bear market, no doubt, and it still came back from that. Right now, we're getting recession worries. We're getting the fear we have right now in Bitcoin and crypto is at levels we saw in COVID right now, if not worse. And comparatively, Bitcoin's only down 27%. And I think we're going to see big reversals coming through. I can't say for when. This week's going to be... tomorrow could be disastrous. This week coming could equally be very, very bad as well. I did state in the last few streams for a while now that I suspect you'll see some more choppy markets in April, maybe some more pullbacks, but things will hopefully start looking up going towards May. Obviously, again, something could happen like more tariffs and more retaliation and whatnot, or God forbid war. But right now, that seems to be my personal market sentiment. And with it, with what's coming out as well, I think Casper equally will start making a recovery as well. The bearish sentiment for Casper is getting higher and higher, no doubt. I'm seeing FUD going parabolic right now. But I'm not worried about Casper. I have no reason to be. Casper, one thing I see here, and I do, the hash rate is below 1 extra hash, which is definitely a cause for concern. But there are two reasons for that. One is because of the price, and two, and the likely bigger reason right now is because of nodes switching to the new RK version 1, so some of them are going offline. But again, with 10 BPS coming out in the next 4 weeks or so, 28 days or so, give or take, with what is to come very soon, following that, with what the KRI have just announced today, and much more capital developments, the hash rate will come back, in my belief. The price will come back stronger. Right now, one other big factor that we covered in this executive roundtable earlier today, again, highly recommend checking it out, 7-day free trial, get people behind the curtains. They also covered the big catalyst incoming, what we are waiting for, and it's what I've been saying for a long time. It's regulations. I mentioned it a lot of times. Of course, we saw actual institutional proof, them in interviews and speaking about what they're waiting for as well. So we got more further proof of that, but it's what I've been saying for a long time. They're waiting for regulations. Those are the market top indicators. And we're seeing further developments right now, further clarification being drawn out regarding stablecoin policies in America. We're seeing more regulatory developments happening in America, which is very, very optimistic. It's very good news all in all. So should we be worried for the immediate short term? Potentially. We could see more pullbacks, no doubt. Should we worry for the long term? Me personally, I'm not right now. I don't think I need to be worried, at least right now. If things get a lot worse, and again we get confronted with a recession or something like that, then yeah, sure. Hold my hands up, I was wrong. It didn't pan out the way I wanted to. But right now, all the signs are pointed towards just pure fear, institutional sentiment, and especially the information that I have conducted and showcased to people part of the community here says that we are not in trouble yet. It is just all a front to what's actually going on right now, what they're actually looking at right now, what they believe in right now, which is, higher highs. Crypto market going to Valhalla, going much higher. It's only a matter of time. Can we see more pain? Sure. Next week's going to be incredible. So we're going to definitely have to come back tomorrow and also see how the tariffs and how the markets react. You can see further corrections, definitely. Bitcoin may come down to, God forbid, 70k. But at the same time, we may see a very quick reversal as well with the M2 supply, with what's coming out as well, and everything Casper's doing as well. We'll get into all of that in just a moment. I'm going to answer the question real quickly as first. Again, I'm not worried personally about the markets. I think we still have a lot more to come. I told y'all we need to test previous high before we take off again. Yes, we are nowhere. Right now, we've still got a lot of accumulation to do. But again, sources suggest if institutions are still bullish on crypto, why are we panicking? It's a very, very easy question to answer that. We shouldn't be. Fundamentally, institutions control the market. They dominate the market right now. What they're doing, we should be not copying, but we should be taking it into account and using that to help us make our own trading strategies. Right now, the markets are capitulating and, assets are going up higher. Even gold's pulling back, and that's insane. Gold pulling back is actually very insane. And crypto's pulling back as well. Ethereum's down 10%. Ethereum. That's the second biggest asset in this space. And again, we actually covered a lot of institutional document about their stance on Ethereum right now. The institution, what they covered in, like what I covered earlier, the institution covered about Ethereum was actually, I didn't even know about it, and it was mind blowing, and it completely makes sense as to why they're not looking at Ethereum much anymore. So look for something else. Maybe it could be Casper. Who knows? Again, just want to find out more about that. The link to join the new homepage right here, also in the description right now, wop.com/coin-factory. A lot more to come in this space, and we're preparing accordingly right now. And we believe that Casper is again about to see a big reversal. My miners are happy. Hey, good to hear, Casper for noobs. Good to hear. If you ain't packed your bags now, you ain't gonna. I mean, yeah. If this market's shaking you out, I know I get why you might lose conviction, but if it's shaking you out right now, then, I mean, what can I say? I believe that the markets could shake out for other people, but this could be the final shakeout, if I will. Yes, I stopped my long only Casper, as you should. I can't take it anymore. How many dips I have to buy? I mean, I would take this as a celebratory. I'm honestly celebrating this low key because of where I believe we're going to be going very, very shortly. So I'm not worried about these dips. I understand why you should be, but again, for what I've seen, the institutional coverage, what they believe in, I'm not worried at all right now. I'm not, honestly. My last buy is either today or tomorrow. After that, I'm just good. It's just good money after bad. I mean, yeah, again, if you, one thing I would always state, not advising, of course, not financial advice, one thing I'd always state is you should not have money that you're willing to lose in investments in crypto. It should be risk-free money. This is an on-risk asset market. You can easily lose it all. So you should only be putting in money you're willing to lose, and you can lose. Because if you only invest capital that you're actually willing to lose, your emotional attachment is a lot less. When you gamble, and I mean, I'm not saying this is a gamble, it's an investment, it's not exactly the same, but if you're going to a casino and gambling, you don't put your rent money in a casino. You should never do that. You don't even put your savings in casinos. You can put savings into crypto, but it should only be once you're willing to lose again. So if you have too much in, then de-risk, hold stablecoins for the time being, and then prepare for, in my belief again, an imminent reversal. You see, even the S&P 500 is down. Look how much the S&P 500, let's look how bad that is, right? Since Trump's tariffs, which happened here, happened here, more or less. Look how far back the S&P 500 has come back, by the way. Look how far that's come back. That's insane. That's insane. That's the stock market, and of course it's bleeding into crypto as well. All markets are just bleeding. Sell me your cheap. Yeah, I mean, Crypto himself is going to be like, he'd have the infinity golem for all the Casper miners to keep up the hash rate himself. I want them more, you know it. Welcome back, Loud Brother. Hope you're having a very, very good day, or at least you're not being too emotional today despite the market conditions. I'm trying to scroll up right now to show you there you go, brother. Only KS5 don't lose money. Right now, KS5, I mean, I'm not too well versed in the miners again, so I'm not sure what does and doesn't make money, but if KS5s are profitable, then that's good at least. What's up, Nagless brother? Hope you're doing very, very well. Welcome back to the channel. Inverse Becker, that's why we're selling off. He posted a buy video on YouTube the other day. Oh, I didn't realize that Alex Becker was also deemed as inverse as well. I mean, yeah, I used to watch Alex Becker quite a lot. I haven't watched him a little bit, truth be told. But, I mean, yeah, I think that the correction is understandable and arguably it was telegraphed. And again, when we spoke about our roundtable earlier today, we were calling this happening, potential pullbacks, further pullbacks in Bitcoin and therefore crypto as well, because that's what the market's looking like it's going to do right now. And of course, it has come back considerably today because of tariffs and the worries of such. I'm actually down on my Casper holdings at this price for the first time ever. This annoys me. Hey, I'm sorry to hear it, DC, but I'm sure many of us right now are down quite considerably on Casper right now. I know a lot of us are just trying to lower our average right now. But again, we'll see, hopefully, very soon, I want to say in the next month or two, recovery and relief rallies starting to come through crypto and Casper as well. The best analysis I trust is about Trump crashes on purpose to refinance the debt for cheap this early summer. This makes little sense. Yes, I do also believe that as well. And I did cover that in the video that I released yesterday night, where I spoke about, you know, for like 8 minutes of this 40-minute. I will cover some altcoins I think I will do very, very well. Casper, Sui, and spoiler alert, is also Tau. I think I'll do very well. But I covered in this video the current market sentiment, what's happening in this space right now, and the fact that it's probably by design that Trump and the administration are trying to tank the markets because they have a lot of debt that is needing to be refunded. America can't pay off the debt right now. They have over $9 trillion worth of debt that's reaching maturity. They can't pay it off. They're going to refinance it, but at the current level of current percentage rate, they'd be doing it at 4%. It'd be so expensive. So they're trying to crash the markets to lower the yield rate so they can end up refinancing at a cheaper level. Most of that debt reaching maturity is happening in the first half of this year. Majority within the first quarter just gone. So we'd hopefully start seeing it cool down a little bit, but still, once the first half is done, then we'll look for a lot more bullish stuff as well. But I still think first quarter just gone was the worst of it. I think we could see some more pullbacks, but the worst of it was here. That was the worst of it. We might see some more pullbacks, but it's not going to be, in comparison, in my personal belief, not financial advice, nearly as bad as we saw back here. Casper for the noobs, for now, in the short term and long term, GPU miners will be profitable. Oh yeah, sure. No doubt. No doubt. I do truly believe that in the long term, the miners will be profitable again, not just due to, again, the price going back up again, but also because of, and what Casper doing, but also because of, again, 10 BPS, and actually your use case, you're able to mine transaction blocks taking place on Casper, so you'll make more money than just mining Casper. You'll make the money from the gas fees as well. your girlfriend is killing you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure those with girlfriends, spouses, wives, whatever it may be, I'm sure they are, giving you a proper earful about why you invested so much money into the markets when they're looking like this right now. They just don't see the vision. Personally, again, I think, I'm not worried right now. I'm really not worried right now. I have to keep reiterating because, maybe I'm speaking into existence for myself, but I'm really not worried. Really not. Tucker Carlson and the Secretary of Treasury, Scott Bessent, said it's exactly what they're aiming to do. Yeah, it is true. I saw the interview, and it's very insightful what they're trying to do right now. They're trying to be able to, refinance the debt at a cheaper level, and then we'll see the market start to return. But anyway, before I get more into the comments right now, I will be getting into more of the information. So the next comment, the next update is going to be regarding Casper, of course. So I covered all the macro news today, what's happening right now and what to look forward to. And, how institutions right now, the smart money, they are not worried in the slightest right now. We've got more stuff coming. And then we've got some good Casper updates as well. So, for one, not the biggest of news. The big news about KRI is coming in just 2 minutes. But some news here to start off with. We've got here from the official Ultimate Crypto Tournament. We know that Casper right now is in the final against Litecoin. They were against ICP. ICP got accused of botting and they've been disqualified. And now Casper's versus Litecoin. I remember looking at this last night and Litecoin was up like 58% to Casper's 42%. And then earlier today, Casper massively flipped Litecoin. Massively flipped. You can see now it's not even close. And understandably, of course, this to me makes sense. But understandably, of course, now there is allegations of Casper botting, right? To which the official Ultimate Crypto Tournament account did reach out to members who are of Casper, and they do have screenshots and receipts showcasing that they were posting it into the Casper Discord, which has a lot of members in it, and that of course caused a big increase. Although, again, the size of the increase was probably a little bit much. People are claiming everything here right now that Litecoin were counter-botting to try and make Casper to get disqualified, and that even Litecoin themselves were botting earlier. I don't know. It's all he said, she said. Truth be told, is this whole tournament thing is interesting. It's a bit of a laugh, but it's not a big deal at all. Let's be real, it's not really that deep at all. It's nice and it's quite cute, and Casper, for me, again, should be the winners. The fact of the matter is Casper is already the second best proof of work in regards to, even after the hash rate has fallen back so much. Litecoin's hash rate is like, I don't even know, it's like 2 pH, I think it is. Maybe it's too low, but it's not high at all. Casper has peaked at 1.6 extra hash and is currently at 900. It's still far and away the second best proof of work in terms of hash rate. And already, Litecoin managed to achieve 10 million transactions in 3 months, and Casper did that in 1 day. So again, for me, Casper should be the clear-cut winner. Whether they end up being the winner or get disqualified, I don't know. Again, this is probably the last time I'm going to talk about it, maybe unless they win it, and I might just blag about it either way. But either way, Casper is currently dominating Litecoin here, as it should be. And we'll see what happens going forward as well. There's currently 4 hours left, so the vote will come to an end very, very soon. We'll see if Casper is deemed as the official crown and best crypto in the space, which again, I think is quite evident. And in kind of building on top of it as well, this post here from BlockDAG highlights here that the Litecoin bag holders are highlighting that Casper is trash, that is cheating, yah. But what they're failing to understand and remember, at least, is that one of the founding developers of Litecoin is literally with Casper right now. Anton, I'm not going to say his last name because I'm definitely going to butcher that, but Anton here. You can see here, we are the Litecoin dev team, AMA, Aspect. Oh, sorry, it's actually Aspect. Crypto Aspect is Anton, the guy who's actually creating Project Sparkle, therefore. Anton has 20 years of software development with background in 3D graphics, special effects, and video processing, currently Director of Technology at the Bitcoin Embassy. He was one of the founding devs for Litecoin, and he switched to Casper. That is huge. So once more, again, quite a clear sign. If your dev is jumping, one of your founders is jumping from Litecoin to Casper, then Casper, everything has a better future, I'd like to argue. But that's a very big thing for Casper. In other news as well, before we get into the big KRI announcement, Sobolinski made a post earlier today, or even yesterday, sorry. And this is got a lot of controversy behind it. I have not read through the whole article. Truth be told, he made a Medium post here, where he said dropped a few thoughts about moneyness culture, plus some context on the Casper unofficial saga. So I'm sure you all remember recently that Casper's name got switched to unofficial because, well, for reasons that we do understand, it being decentralized and whatnot. And it turns out that actually it was Sobolinski himself who caused this. He actually decided to change the name himself, which you could argue it's not very decentralized if he's doing it by himself. While I understand his motives, he definitely should have asked, or at least put a poll out, whatever it may be. Either way, it was a small blip, I guess you could say. I've not read through the whole thing. I'll probably read through it a little bit later on as well. He also made a whole post here where he basically just said, I'm going to basically talk about why I did it, and the way I'm going to lay it out is ultimately to kind of make you realize that, I mean, he some Polinsky seemingly either a quote-unquote master in just language, in the sense of he can just talk about it. Look, I really should be warned in advance that my arguments will be constructed rather, I'm not going to say that word because I definitely can't say that, but in a manner that makes it illogical to refute. So he's going to make this whole post here, basically trying to argue with a lot of, historical, I don't want to say jargon, but just for the sake of saying it either way, just basically trying to say, yeah, so what I'm going to say is going to have so much, information and reason for why I did it that trying to dispute it just wouldn't sound right at all. Now, I'm only highlighting this because we understand now why the name got changed, and it's been refuted back to Casper either way, so it's not that big of a deal, I'd argue. But also why I highlight this as well, and this is something I did highlight again to the VRP group, is that what he states right here is Ethereum is the most important crypto platform alongside Bitcoin. Number 2 here. Number 2 or comes down here, highlights for now. So even some Polinsky saying that Ethereum is most important, but it's only temporary, which therefore does coincide to what we learnt earlier in the VRP group. Again, if you want to find out more about the VRP group and what we discussed earlier today alongside other Alpha institutional research documents, trading the market, educational content we're providing there as well, like what to look out for trading and whatnot, and so much more. Again, 7-day free trial, links down below, and also in my homepage here as well, which linked right here, warp.com/coin-factory. With what's coming to the market very, very soon, what we're learning in there is crucial for giving us conviction on what's coming through and why I'm not, again, worried about the markets, and also why I'm, positioning myself accordingly in regards to also to what assets I'm looking at as well. Because again, they confirmed that Ethereum and Solana are kind of whatever now. So they're looking for other stuff now. So that could be big as well. And now I'm going to get into the KRI news. KRI drops huge stablecoin update. We can see here from INMV, there's more excitement coming your way very soon, as the KRI just announced that Gigawatt stablecoin is moving forward, powered by Casper. Absolutely massive news. I'm sure this is possible thanks to the Casper KRI EVM, Ethereum Virtual Machine. I know some other projects I think are waiting for the ZKVM, so Zero Knowledge Virtual Machine. They'll be coming out a little bit later, I think, following some Polinsky's ZK Casper architecture, smart contract architecture he's trying to build, and Project Sparkle as well. But ultimately, right now, Gigawatt stablecoin is moving forward to the next stage, which is huge news. We can see here, Gigawatt stablecoin regulatory org system, GROS. KRI have designed the Gigawatt stablecoin coin regulatory org system, GROS, a decentralized compliance framework to enable the Gigawatt stablecoin to maintain regulatory compliance across multiple jurisdictions while preserving its core principles of decentralization and censorship resistance. GROS leverages Oracle technology to create a bridge between on-chain transactions and off-chain regulatory requirements, allowing for compliance verification without compromising the autonomous nature of the Gigawatt stablecoin and energy ecosystem. A regulatory compliance system that balances the seemingly contradictory goals of regulatory adherence and decentralized operation, which is a very, very big deal because of how big regulatory requirements are necessary right now in the space of going into regulatory frameworks of, regulations. If you aren't regulatory compliant, you're not going to make it in this space. So the fact that KRI have seemingly figured out a way to bring regulatory compliance to what they're building with Casper while maintaining decentralization is a very, very, very important deal. And that can make Gigawatt stablecoin a highly adopted asset as well going forward, I like to believe. And even highlighted in this post here, which I do agree with here from a, Sapuri dude, or a dude, whatever. I'm again putting the name, I apologize, but he highlights here again. When I read this, I'm certain as soon as Gigawatt is trading is launched and adopted by members of DRI Desert Energy, decimal places in the price of Casper will become irrelevant, and I could argue will be the same. Maybe not immediately, but in due time, definitely. Currently, Casper's at $0.059. The decimal places will become irrelevant in due time when this is massively adopted by the DRI. Remember again that, or even can see here from Firefox, even Shai says it sounds cool, very blunt, but again, he says that it sounds quite cool. Gigawatt stablecoin, which is good to hear. You can see, imagine if Paul and crew can convince some of their partners of DRI Desert Energy to build on Casper's industrial layer. And the KI already highlighted that group of people. So these group of institutions, so Shell, THL, Hyundai, Eon Energy, Simon Energies, and so many more, all these massive institutions right now, they're going to be meeting together in about 6 weeks. That was taken about 2-3 weeks ago back now. So in Abu Dhabi. So around the time of the Crescendo hard fork activation, all these institutions will be meeting in Abu Dhabi to discuss the projects coming to Casper. They'll be discussing the light of the gigawatt stablecoin. So again, that is huge news. And that's also that brings more credibility and claim to this comment here, how the DRI Desert Energy will likely adopt gigawatt stablecoin as well, bringing more capital, more adoption and more demand, and therefore higher prices to Casper going forward as well. And that's already happening right now. Again, stablecoin's coming out this cycle very soon. Very bullish indeed. And even KI has done a little bit of an interesting factor here. I'm not sure what it's referring to right now, but they made a post earlier regarding a rocket ship, Earth, and satellite. So people are speculating now, what is this post referring to? Is it SpaceX sponsorship? Is it just something else entirely? Is it... They've been going on a little bit of a Star Trek tangent, if you will, recently, talking about how KI and what, the name of the projects have been somewhat, developed, mirroring Star Trek, as they seem to be quite big Star Trek fanatics, which is, fair enough. It's a good franchise. Prefer Star Wars personally. I know they're two completely different things, but I mean, hey, I'm intrigued to see what this is. Maybe it's just shameless FOMO farming, or maybe it is actually a leak to what they are trying to build right now. Maybe it's another project coming out that are, quote unquote, send Casper to the moon type thing. Either way, KI are doing absolutely massive things right now. Again, what they're bringing out has me very excited for Casper, and why, again, I'm not worried about the price going forward, because Casper for me is a long-term hold. And not just KI as well, we've got the KF also doing some very, very, very cool things as well. We can see here, Web3 Festival, they are of course attending the Web3 Festival right now. They're there today until the 9th of April, so until Wednesday. KF can be there. We can see the current events taking place. It's happening on the 8th. Who's going to be speaking there as well? Some Polinsky can be speaking between 9:20 to 9:50 a.m. On April. And many, many more speaking there as well. IGRA Labs could be in a keynote, which I think we're going to be hearing a lot of alpha and a lot of confirmation from IGRA and Casplex in these meetings, in these events here as well, which would be very cool. Panel 2, I have investments in proof of work. So we're going to even hear more. So we're going to hear investments into proof of work being discussed as well. Which is, again, so this event could be very, very crucial and very, very bullish and full of alpha for Casper and what we're going to be seeing coming through in the coming months. Which is very exciting once again. According to, you can see here the booth set up right now, looking very, very cool. And furthermore, we can even see here from KF that those who may be interested, hashtag will be having 3 separate presentations in Hong Kong Web3 Festival. There was one done today on the main stage, and there are going to be 2 more on April 8th. And all will be recorded and uploaded as soon as the event is finished. So we're going to be hearing what he spoke about at this event in hopefully not too long. It depends how long it'll take to upload it, but hopefully I'm hoping we'll hear it sometime this week when the event finishes. A lot more to come, and also be given a more understanding of what Casper are trying to bring to the space. There's a lot to look forward to. And even Casper, what they have building right now, IGRA Labs highlighted here. They've happy to share. We've shortlisted 10 excellent teams and builders to testing Dromon, which is the new name for the DevNet, with more than 10 teams will join once we've polished things and worked out the initial kinks. More updates will follow in our keynote speech again here on the 8th, which is here. We can see in continuation regarding IGRA Labs as well. 3 Search Capital is more than just a venture fund. We are a community of like-minded investors, and Casper community can now claim an exclusive role in the 3 Search Discord. Open ticket to claim your role, what it unlocks, the kind of perks you don't advertise. So I'm not sure what it's referring to at all, but I know 3 Search is also working alongside IGRA. What exactly, I don't know the full ins and outs. Someone's saying here regarding, creating, maybe it's creating the token on top of IGRA Labs or something like that. But either way, seemingly it's going to be quite a big thing again coming to Casper, a venture. There's more than just a capital venture fund, but either way, that could be more capital, therefore, to the likes of Casper, or the layer 2 put on top of Casper as well. And even Zeller Swaps as well. Apparently they are launching on IGRA's Dromon DevNet, so they're definitely one that's been building there as well. Which is very, very cool to see. This is what they've been up to so far. Revamping staking systems with Nacho Cat NFTs, a POL system finalized, which is protocol owner-owned liquidity, module fee engine, flash swap support, real-time pricing engine, UX glow-ups, gas cost and USD price display, Zealous swap X completed, and bug squashing spree. So just constantly just cleaning up ship right now, which is great to see. I'm very, very interested to see what this this DEX looks like when it goes live. Could be potentially the dev of choice for Casper, at least in the immediate short term going forward as well, built on top of IGRA, or maybe it'll be Casplex. Again, there'll probably be quite a few DEXs coming out, but it's not a bad thing. It's healthy competition, and the ones who innovate the most will be the ones to stand out the most as well. We can see right now for Casper, you've got 120 million, 25 trading volume. It's come up quite a lot following the whole massive market fall off. 1.54 billion market cap is very, very low, unfortunately. We can see dominated by the likes of Gate and also by the likes of BTCC. 22% for BTCC as well. So we're seeing, again, dominated by that. And I do think, again, more downside potential following the whole tariffs, FOMO, or not FOMO, the FUD of tariffs, whatnot. But the reversal, I think, is equally not far off either, because of the M2 supply, because of the other market catalysts, because of, again, the refinancing of debt is close to being over, and therefore the pain will likely come to an end soon as well. Tomorrow's going to be interesting, no doubt. The week can be interesting, no doubt. The 10th of April is going to be extremely bullish, or very important at least, because on the 10th of April, which is on Thursday, we will be seeing the release of the CPI data, inflation data, and that will give us a direct indicator of what Jerome Powell is going to probably do in the next FOMC meeting. If inflation's down, he'll probably start cutting rates. If inflation's not gone down or it's going up, he'll probably keep holding and waiting. But if they're coming down, which Trump claims they are coming down, and we see that come through in the next data, that could be a sign of QE and rate cuts coming sooner as well. So make sure you stay attention to the 10th, and that's, again, the day after the tariffs as well. So potentially it's all by design. Trump announced the reciprocal tariffs on the 9th to bring markets down heavily. And then if inflation does come back saying it's lower, then that means Jerome Powell can, comfortably decide to start slashing rates. We'll have to wait and see ultimately. But again, what's coming to the space right now, I'm not worried. Short term, sure, but investors aren't worried. Smart money's not worried. Why am I worried either? Shouldn't be. I have no reason to be on what Casper's building right now. KRI, absolutely game changing. Will come to fruition, no doubt, very, very soon. All it's not just Casper though. All alts are bleeding. You can see Tau down 14%, Sui down 12%. HBAR down 11-12%, Algorand 10%, Turbo down 13%. Turbo's reaching what is it down, 90% from all-time highs now? Almost 90% from all-time highs. Will Turbo come back? I can't say for sure. I can't say for sure, but that is insane how far back it's come. You can see again, even XRP is down 7%, and that's arguably one of the more stable assets right now because it's so big in market cap. Bitcoin's down 5%. Market's definitely crashing, but we'll see how it works, how it reacts tomorrow. But when the markets open back up in the TradFi sector, Casper could definitely come down a little bit further, but I'm still not worried about the long term or even the immediate short term. Sure, the slightly more long term, but still relatively short term. Again, the next month or so, I'm still not too worried. At least unless I get proven wrong with more tariffs being or more retaliation to the tariffs being starting to happen and whatnot. Just bought a huge bag of Nacho and Casper. Love to hear that, Casper, bro. Keep it up, brother. I think this crash is like the Corona crash Feb March 20 was. After that, the Fed massively started massively with QE, and we saw a big bull run. I think this time it will repeat. What do you think? I think that is not as disastrous because in the 21 COVID situation, we did see a 55% pullback, and I think if we get that this time around, that probably will be confirmation of a bear market because of the current situation of the economy and how much alts have bled. If Bitcoin comes back that far, majority of alts will just go to zero. Honestly, if we see a bear market right now, Casper could very well drop a lot further. Very possible. But I don't think it'll come back that far personally. I think many assets right now are in the mud. Alts definitely. I think that we could see some more pain in the short term. But the Fed was able to do QE because inflation was not as bad, or they needed to. I think the Fed is going to start cutting rates and starting with QE once they have more clarity of what's happening right now. Right now, they've got confirmation of the tariffs coming through, but we've not seen it implemented just yet. We don't know how they're going to react. Once we see that happening, once we see the inflation data coming out, we'll get a better understanding and idea of what the Fed are trying to do, or what they might end up doing. So we could definitely see a repeat. Right now, I'm holding strong on my personal prediction of seeing Bitcoin rally up to, these zones up here, if not even higher. It sounds ridiculous to say that even now, with it coming back so far, that would be currently a 60% push, or even potentially a 2x. It sounds ridiculous to say that, but I think it's still possible. I do think it's still possible. It really just depends on it just depends, really. It just depends. There's still a lot to take into consideration. I'm tired of the dips. I'm sure everybody is. No doubt, everybody is. But, again, if we could call the dips, we knew how the market's going to react, it would be billionaires. Unfortunately, it's part of the game called investing. And it sucks. It sucks. But I personally believe, again, and I highlighted it a bit more in this video here, you should definitely go check it out if you haven't done so already, that I believe most of the pain is now behind us. Of course, there's still more pain to come, but I think most of the pain is now behind us. There's a very good French analyst, he says, for stock market is not finished. I mean, even Warren Buffett's saying that. If Warren Buffett's saying the stock market's not finished, then, he's probably right. But he's not in crypto. I mean, neither is Warren Buffett either. Don't get me wrong, crypto adoption will just going to keep going on from here, no doubt. No doubt. Miners that hold strong will have the fantastic position in the market to compute transactions and be rewarded that way. Miners will make millions in transaction fees across the entire crypto ecosystem. Some smart contracts will execute 10 times. I mean, yeah, miners will be in a strong spot, no doubt. If you have belief in Casper and conviction and where it's going to go, then yeah, you'll sit in a strong position as a miner. Price-wise, right now, no, but future, I think it's possible. Dollar and market down for sure. Casper and Bitcoin, I'm not so sure for 2 months. I guess less for Casper. I mean, where we see it come back from here is tough to say right now. Again, the biggest reason why market's correct is uncertainty, and all of us right now are uncertain. All of us are uncertain right now. That's why the market's correcting, because they're anticipating a heavy Black Monday, as Jim Cramer highlights here, when the stock market opens up tomorrow. And therefore they're anticipating a big crash. We don't know if it's going to come to fruition or not. It depends right now. We still have got 2-3 days for the countries to retaliate to tariffs. We have seen Taiwan and Argentina come to terms with it and negotiate with Trump, which is good, but there's still so many countries on this list. And China have retaliated. China retaliated. And there's also speculation that Europe's also going to retaliate as well. It's good to see that Vietnam, with their extortionate tariffs, have now been removed. But there's still a lot of bigger entities, bigger nations who are still, not taking it lying down. So I have to see where it goes from here, honestly. We will. Next week's going to be probably the most important week for crypto, I'd argue. I say it quite frequently, but it's probably the most important week. Tariffs coming through, CPI data, potential retaliations and whatnot. We might even see some more stablecoin updates as well. Regulatory policies as well. That could also be a very big week coming next week for crypto. So next week's going to be one that you definitely want to tune into. I do stream every single day anyway, so you can tune in every single day, same time. Check it out. I mean, again, you're on the channel, so yeah, if you enjoy the streams, always leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more, and come check out the daily live streams. We talk about every single day what's happening right now in the market and Casper and crypto and what we need to look out for. And if you want even more information, more in-depth insight on what's incoming and, helping to better, create investment strategies and whatnot, then come check out the VIP group, Coin Factory, right here. We did a weekly live stream earlier, and that was again very insightful. And there's a lot more coming as well. Trade alerts, whatnot. So if you want to find out more, again, links down below in the description. Also on my homepage. Also a free Discord as well you can check out. Please chill chat and learn more. There's a lot coming to the space. So again, short term, long term, we'll have to wait and see. Let's moon towers are awesome. I mean, there's something, alright. That 10 trillion left the stock market has to go somewhere. Like if 1 billion goes into Bitcoin by the ETFs, the price will go parabolic. I mean, true. Where it goes from here, we'll have to wait and see. But again, right now, recession woes at all-time highs, but I still don't think we're going to a recession right now. And even then, like I said, I highlighted earlier, BlackRock seems to believe that Bitcoin will survive a recession either way. Actually, it'd be a big catalyst for Bitcoin if we go into a recession. So Who knows? 80 countries, namely the ones we placed the largest tariffs on, are in conference with the United States to make a deal for 0% tariffs on products. Vietnam just called today to offer a completely free trade. Yeah, so the Vietnam thing is huge. I know Argentina right now also in talks. And again, this is there is something, the whole premise of Trump implementing his tariffs is to try and get these negotiations to go through. He's just doing it's partly a scare tactic, but also like, I will do it. Like, try me. I'm not casting a political opinion on Trump at all. I'm just stating this is what he's currently doing right now, and it seems right now that it's having some form of effect, both positive and negative. Some countries who have large tariffs, again Vietnam said now they've got none, but they had 90% tariffs in the USA, and now they've got none. Argentina is similarly doing something similar as well. Where's Argentina? Argentina, are they even here? Argentina, the first list? Argentina, there you go. Well, Argentina is just 10% actually, but even in Argentina, they apparently also come to terms with Trump as well. So we'll see, it could get worse before it gets better. We've been saying that for a while, but I still think that I'm still not worried about it, truth be told. And again, I think the tariffs, the markets are dumping right now because the tariffs headlines, no doubt. But I personally believe, based on the research that we've conducted, and again, the video that I made, and what most of us believe as well, that the markets are dumping because it has headlines from retail side of things, but it's more so because the United States have so much debt that's reaching maturity, they need to refinance, that it's going to be at a premium price. They did it right now, so trying to lower the economy so they can refinance it at a cheaper level. So the tariffs are pretty much just a Trojan horse to the real reason what's happening right now. It's definitely having some effect, no doubt, but it's being blown out of proportion. At least that's how I personally perceive it right now. I think tariffs are definitely causing an effect on the market, but I think they're being blown far out of proportion. People are treating tariffs like the end of the world. It's not the end of the world with tariffs. It's disastrous right now, no doubt, but it's not the end of the world. The reason why the market's correcting, tariffs are included definitely, but I think also because they want to refinance debt at a lower level. What's up, Buffalo 3, brother? Welcome back to the channel, man. Having a very, very good day so far. Hash rate will remain. I'm sure the hash rate will remain and come back when the hard fork has completed as well, when the nodes all translate over to version RK1. I just put my prices up and let the US public eat up the increases while I negotiate, because the US is the biggest market in the world. Trump can do that because US is the biggest market in the world. Pretty much all trade is done with the United States. So the United States is like, okay, now we don't want to give you free tickets. We want you to make you pay us. That's the biggest market now. Having to pay. They're not even like, again, what Trump has done seemingly. He's just put 50% back on countries who are already massively tariffing them. He's not saying, oh, I'm not giving you 90% back. I'm doing half of that. But even then, that's still a lot. He's negotiating right now because their biggest market is America, as most people's are. America's the biggest market in the world. So to be able to still conduct trade there, they're going to just negotiate and remove the tariffs. The sort of power that America has is ridiculous. There's a reason why they can still bully people about it. And that's the reason why I think Trump's going to get his way in a lot of these factors. Because a lot of countries are lining up right now to negotiate with Trump to remove the tariffs. So we have to wait and see. I mean, some countries who have a bit more capital, like China, they can still, fight the good fight. They're the second biggest economy in the world. They can fight America a little bit longer, but we'll see how long it lasts. We don't know what's going to happen next. Sorry, it's my fault pushing buy orders at 6 cents. Oh, there you go. You're Buff Link, man. Or was it you and Casper Frog? You two, when you always start buying, man, the market start crashing, honestly. So about 5.7, yeah, I mean, there's a lot, I'm sure there's a lot of massive stop and, buy orders at certain levels right now. But I'm also sure the walls are being built up higher and higher at low levels as well. We'll have to wait and see where it goes from here. Again, we can see more downside, but again, everything's happening in crypto right now. While some fundamental projects are struggling, due to fundamental elements. Right now, the market's crashing because of macro weighing in on the market. It's not because Casper's bad. It's not because Sui's bad. It's not because C is bad. I mean, some are better than others, of course, but it's not because the project themselves are a problem. It's because the macro is weighing in on the market and causing pullbacks. Bitcoin will lose more than us actually, first time in 6 months. I mean, yeah, Bitcoin's definitely bleeding, no doubt. When we hit rock bottom before COVID, I knew it was the time to buy. This isn't quite as clear for me. I mean, for me, I'm not worried. Again, I mean, yeah, when we hit rock bottom of COVID, sure, but for me, we could see more pullbacks, but I'll get near the absolute bottom. Again, it depends on the retaliation that we see from other countries, but I don't think I mean, we'll have to see again. This is poised to be a crazy run this year. I do believe that much as well. If you're in memes, then you deserve to eat that hit, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, personally I agree as well. 27% of nothing. Pepe, meme coins are down 75%. I mean, yeah, again, true. A lot of alts are down 75%. Turbo, again, is down 90%. You know, it's crazy. I'm ready, as you should be, Cryptony, no doubt. As you should be. I wish I had extra dry powder for this drop. You know what, Leo? You and me both. I wish I had more dry powder as well, man. This drop is looking juicy, no doubt. I wish I could get this drop. You should have time by payday. I hope so. I mean, payday is still quite a ways away. I think the market. I mean, again, we can see the market potentially start just dropping sideways for the next few days or weeks even, and then make a more recovery near the end. We'll have to wait and see. But I mean, again, it's too much uncertainty to call anything right now. For just playing the wait and see approach. Monday could be disastrous. Wednesday could be disastrous. Thursday will be interesting. And we'll see what comes as well regarding stablecoin policies as well. Is there any more questions right now? Wow, damn, you guys are very active today. I love to see it. Ethereum is looking like it's going to fall off a perch. Better than Elon flares with pocket in the knees. I mean, Ethereum is definitely looking worse for wear. It'll still do well the cycle, no doubt. But again, I'm not going to disclose much more because again, the information that I conducted earlier with the executives here is, you know, what their paying members are looking at, like the VIP group. But Ethereum is not looking good right now. As much as I can say, if you want to find out more about it, then you've got to go check that out. I'll get paid in 2 to 3 days. Well, I already need to send nearly 2k in BitCarp monthly ARG. I mean, yeah, if you can scoop up some Casper right now, or even just crypto right now at these premium prices, then not financial advice, of course, I have to say it, but I mean, yeah, again, this is premium real estate right now, no doubt. I know people who bet their rent money on roulette. I do as well, and it's ridiculously stupid. You know, it's very risky. What was the stablecoin news about? Oh, was that Church missed it? Oh, no good. That's all good, Seth. Well, the stablecoin news here was from the KRI. Ultimately, they're moving forward now, which is huge news. And they basically designed the Gigawatt Stablecoin Regulatory Oracle System, the GROS, which decentralized compliance framework to enable the Gigawatt Stablecoin to maintain regulatory compliance across multiple jurisdictions while preserving its core principles of decentralization and censorship resistance. So ultimately, they've taken a step forward with the Gigawatt to basically allow it to be implemented into multiple jurisdictions while remaining decentralized, like Casper is. So it's a very, very big deal. And proof once more the stablecoin is going to be coming out this cycle, as well as many other big projects of KRI. We'll see, and we have confirmation as well here. You know, when I read this, I'm certain that Gigawatt will be adopted by members of DRI, the energy, and Casper will just rise in price, whatnot. And we already had confirmation as well from the KRI that, you know, the group of people, the group of institutions, Shell, DHL, Hyundai, they're going to be meeting in Abu Dhabi early May to talk about the projects of Casper, which will probably be Gigawatt as well. Last time I went to Abu Dhabi, they spoke about Gigawatt as well, and other projects as well. So again, very, very big news. I'll be reposting this stuff in my community here, so go check out the community here. Equally, I'll be reposting it on Twitter as well, so go check out the free community and Twitter here, x.com/quickcrypto for 1 and a 0. And yeah, it's absolutely huge stuff. And with what's coming through with regulatory compliance, you know, with stablecoins as well, this could give, again, KRI a very unique take and way to get into the markets, because it's still decentralized while also making sure they're still compliant with regulations. So it's, you know, quite unique and quite interesting, no doubt. still up. Dolphin status ahead finally. Hey, love to hear that, bro. Love to hear that indeed. Keep stacking, brother. Not my first rodeo, yeah, and it won't be our last either, no doubt. If we're here for years to come, then this will not be our last rodeo either. My wife's boyfriend is killing me. Yeah, I'm sure. But again, if you're in this channel, if you're in my community, especially if you're in the VIP group, your conviction and the proof and the sources we have will convince even your wife's boyfriend to not have fear right now. There's no reason to be concerned. Things are still looking very, very good right now in the markets. I think we're at a very good level. Women hold 3 to 4 in 3/4 of like that. If they like that or anything. I mean, I know there's quite a lot of female investors actually now in crypto. It's no longer for the bros anymore. There's a lot of female investors right now. Left GPU mining a long time ago. GPU mining is dead. Right now it's not profitable, but I'm sure it'll come back with Casper, no doubt. I'm very confident in that. Home mining is largely dead in general unless you've got mad cheap power. True. Market shakes out people who can't afford it. Yeah, and it shakes out the weak hands. Conviction is, when the markets are down, that's the time you need to research. That's the time to research when the markets are down. You're welcome for the boost on the voting polls. I post that stuff everywhere, including the Facebook Casper community with 120k members. Try to find a Litecoin group, and there's nothing like it. I mean, yeah. Which account? It's the the official crypto ultimate tournament. So it's Ultimate Crypto 7. The app's there, and they made a poll. The links to that is already available in my free Discord server anyway, so you can just go check it out there in the Casper channel. And yeah, we can see right now Casper is absolutely dominating Litecoin right now. Whether it's botted or not, cannot confirm, but Casper rightly should be the winner anyways. Yeah, again, if that is all you, Kryptoni, though, thank you very much, brother. And the Buffalo Theory, just as I said, if you enjoy the streams again, as always, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. We'll be doing this every single day, and I'll be here continuing in the future going forward as well. The tournament is just testing how lonely each coin's community is. Yeah, and Casper evidently has got the most active community in the space by a long margin. How Litecoin beat Bitcoin in semi-final? Lol. I had no idea. I have no idea. It blows my mind as well. Go there, like facts. I mean, yeah. It just leave a like. Look at the impressions right now. It gets more impression with Casper than it does with anything else. Unsurprisingly, of course. Although at the same time, this is interesting stuff, but again, it's a nice little fun thing. Like, I don't think we haven't got to, live by the fact of this. It'll be nice to Casper win, but if we don't win again, I'm not too bothered, because it's just a nice little round robin thing. Vote out, but it's nothing crazy. It's not like it's official. It's not like it's a poll to who's going to get listed on Binance Exchange. It's a nice little game that's got this account a lot of engagement as well. So fair play to him. Is Medium worth paying for? Did anyone actually upgrade? I have not paid for Medium. If you want to go for it, I don't think. I think there'll be some articles you have to pay for it, but I don't pay for Medium. I have people laughing today, or they were smart, as you should do. There are people who will laugh, people who pray on your downfall. They don't want to see you win. I've had people who have also said, "Oh, why are you in crypto? You already stocks, it's down so heavily," and I'm like, I just, yeah, similar to you, I just kind of don't say anything about it. I know what I hold. When I lose conviction, which is rare nowadays, but when I do, I just do my research. I understand more so what's happening in space, what the sentiment is for institutions and everyone in the space, and what's happening. And more information again I disclose here, the in-depth stuff, the stuff that's going to really give me strong conviction here. And I'm you can troll and laugh all you want. For me, when the markets return, I'm not even going to say anything back. I'll continue smiling. I see the better the news, the more it dumps. I mean, if you're talking about the better news of Casper, it's not Casper dumping. It's the market dumping, because the macro news is bad. So I'm assuming that's what you meant, because I know Wealth Ranger is a massive Casper fodder. So I'm assuming you're saying the better news for Casper, the more it dumps. It's not Casper. It's crypto dumping. Casper is just a crypto asset dumping with the market. But it's not even the one that's dumping the most right now. Ethereum's dumping more than Casper right now. Sui's dumping more than Casper right now. Tau, HBAR, Algorand, they're all dumping more than Casper right now. So it's not a Casper problem. A drone was a type of galley that served as a primary warship of the Byzantine Navy from the 5th to the 12th century AD. The name comes from the Greek word dromon, meaning runner. Well, I'm sure Igorev's going to run absolute insane stuff on Casper's layer 1 when it's fully up and running. We'll hear more about it again in 2 days' time, when at the keynote speech, and also when it's re-uploaded to X or Twitter, as it's a KF confirmed they're going to re-upload some Polinsky stuff. Hopefully we'll hear a lot more from the event as well. He said what Glock says. Well, yeah, true. I mean, I'm sure Glock's got that right. What is the change? The price of Casper drops again tomorrow. What's the chance of the price dropping again for Casper tomorrow? It could be quite high. It depends again how the markets react when the markets open again. It could be quite high. Right now, I'd say it's probably higher than it's going to go down than it's going to come up right now. But I would like to argue again, due to the hash rate, how much it's falling off more and more, and everything else, that Casper won't likely go much lower from here. I would say worst case Casper goes below the support here, like just a little bit, so just below 5 cents before they're making a reversal. But I would be surprised if Casper goes much lower than this. We'll have to wait and see again. Is it time to YOLO? I mean, you do as you will, Wing Hong. Me personally, I'm always I DCA. You know, I don't always put everything in at once, because I think that again I think DCAing is just a smarter investment strategy personally. Black Monday, if you read the signs, I mean, yeah, I've said it as much as well. I've highlighted that Black Money is already coming through, but I've highlighted also institutional sentiment is still stronger. Smart money is not scared at all. They're buying more. So we might see further pullbacks, sure. But in the next couple of weeks, if not month, things are looking like it's going to be good still. We need to become numb to this in DCA. I mean, that's what I've been doing for a while, truth be told. As she should be, bro. She should be, yeah. Casper's at a premium price right now, no doubt. World War 3 is next pain. That's just nonsense. You know? There's no confirmation of World War 3. Ukraine and Russia still at it, sure. But that's just needless FUD throwing right now. There's needless FUD spreading. There's no confirmation of World War 3. I've seen nothing in my Twitter feed stating there's been an escalation of war right now. Nothing at all. And I even looked it up earlier, and I've nothing at all regarding what's happening right now. It's just noise from the tariffs and the uncertainty of what tariffs actually are causing the space. Or what they're going to cause to the economy even. That's all it is. I'm numb, Lamau. Enjoy the volatility while it's low. Yeah. I think numb's the best word for it. I've become numb and, desensitized to this emotional way of thinking and reactionary markets, because I see a longer term plan for crypto. Why is Casper better than Solana? It's got more security. With 10 meters coming out, it will be able to compete and be more scalable and therefore quicker than Solana as well. And Casper's also been built for more institutional use cases thanks to the KRI, where Solana's built pretty much just from the meme market, truth be told. That Solana's biggest use case is the meme market. Casper hopefully is going to prove a lot more KRI and other projects coming on spaces as well. Well, I shall see where it pans out going forward. That's a very, very vague answer, but I'm sure we'll see a lot more. Nacho and Casper will print millionaires. I mean, Nacho and Casper do look to be at very, very low prices right now. Casper in particular, and Nacho equally has come down quite a lot. So hopefully they will definitely start seeing a lot of, reversal. I mean, Nacho's dropped below 10 mil market cap. That's insane. Will it come back? I believe there's still a chance it will do. Cody, brother, welcome back. It's been a minute. Hope you had a very, very good day so far, bro. Reverse Jim Cramer trades within a pump. I mean, that's the joke, but at the same time, a lot of signs do point towards a Black Monday right now. So I have to wait and see. No pumps of risk assets in this economy. I mean, everything's dumping right now. Even gold's dumping right now. So it's not just risk asset. Right now, everyone's worried about tariffs. Everybody's worried about tariffs. Putting a hard for activation in 28 days and 19 hours, which is huge news. Yeah, that's going to be an absolutely insane day. That's Casper 2.0 coming out there. In today, the bottom... Is today the bottom? Or I thought April 6th was the bottom, not tomorrow, like the title states. Today the market's correcting, but tomorrow, being the 7th, could also be further corrections, because that's when the stock market opens up again, and therefore we could see a lot of people selling in anticipation for the tariffs being implemented on the 9th of April. So we could see further pullbacks. So we could see a market crash happening tomorrow as well. We'll have to wait and see. We've seen a lot of pullback so far. We've seen $200 million at least wiped out the crypto market. We've seen over 10 trillion wiped out the stock market since Trump's taken over. I think it's by design for the maturity of debt. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Right now, it's a lot of uncertainty. So it's about just playing reactionary to the markets right now. Is tomorrow the bottom, or I mean, I wouldn't say the bottom is not necessarily confirmed. Today, the 6th, we're seeing a correction. We're seeing further corrections tomorrow as well. We're seeing more corrections going up towards the 9th, if not even a little bit longer. Right now, the bottom's not been priced in just yet. Until we have until the uncertainty dissipates, which will come probably after the tariffs are implemented and we get no retaliation, we might see further pullbacks. But otherwise, right now, it's tough to say. But I don't think there will be a lot lower to come unless we get a massive trade war ongoing. Great Depression coming soon. We could argue. I believe right now we're still in the clear for the time being. Why is tomorrow going to crash? I thought today was the bottom. Just purely because the market's going to open in the stock market's going to open up again. The traditional market's going to open up again tomorrow, and therefore, right now this whole weekend, because again it's still functioning in the traditional market. Crypto 24/7, but the financial market is Monday to Friday, or like 9 to 5, whatever it is, typical working hours. So it's been closed over the weekend. So when it opens up again on Monday, you're going to likely see all the money that should have come out on the weekend just come back massively. All anticipation for tariffs that are being implemented on the 9th of April and potential retaliation. So we saw China retaliate, so that might also be pricing that in as well. See any more questions I have? Oh, Mr. Miles, brother, he's back as well. Wow, everybody's showing today. Market structure has been destroyed, no recovery on short term expected. I mean, no. No, because market structure being destroyed just means the macro's taking over. If market structure has been destroyed and therefore TA becomes irrelevant, look at fundamentals instead. The fundamentals weigh in on the market. Again, what does short term mean to you? Does short term mean the next few weeks? Does it mean the next 2 months, 4 months, 5 months? How short is short term? Market structure for crypto has been destroyed, no doubt. That's quite evident. I mean, saying that, actually, I could also disagree with that. Bitcoin's market structure still looks okay. It's not dropped below here yet. And so far, it's been forming lower highs and lower lows. So market structure right now is actually still in order. And it should still be forming lower lows and lower highs into it. If it rebounds off here, in accordance to the M2, then we could end up seeing Bitcoin make a reversal and start to rally up. So market right now is still, I wouldn't say it's destroyed at all, actually. I'd argue it's still very much intact. But it depends on the macro. The macro is weighing on the market. The macro decides. The fundamentals decide the market. It's exactly what the experienced trader who's a part of this community here, C Crypto, he also highlights, as someone who does a lot of TA and is very very experienced trader, someone who does TA, he highlights the importance of fundamentals. Everybody I know who's a successful trader understands the importance of TA with fundamentals, how fundamentals are very, very important, especially in a market like now, when everything's so full of uncertainty, fundamentals take over the market. So just look at fundamental news, look at the actual news source, don't just rely on the markets alone. You're going to get burned that way. First, welcome Miles, welcome back, brother. You had a very, very good stay so far. And yeah, first as always. Like everyone, world economic collapse. See the signs. Tariffs caused the last one. People saying that. I mean, yeah, people have been calling a recession for the last 10, 20 years as well. The recession woes of being at all-time highs is also a good indicator that the bottom's almost in as well. Because, put it this way, the Fed have not started cutting rates or QE yet. We're going to have that way before we get recession woes. We're going to have rate cuts and QE before we get a recession. If that happens and we still get a recession, then fair enough. But recession, the Fed still has cards to play right now. They've not played them yet. Once we get that close, if we can start touching that line, the Fed will start QE, printing money, to try to avoid a recession. The Fed's whole goal is to prevent economic collapse. While it seems almost impossible right now, they haven't done it yet. They haven't started printing money, so we still have stuff to I guess, give us a buffer, if you will. And again, the market collapse seems to be by design to be able to refinance the debt at lower levels because of reaching maturity. Which again, if you want to know more about what I'm talking about in that regard, then definitely go check out my recent video here. The video here gives a lot more structured insight on what's happening right now in this space and what we're expecting and why the markets are seemingly in such a dire state right now and what we can expect going forward as well. Again, highlighting the M2, it's just we can see some good stuff coming through in later April into May time. Should we get no more, worries and FUD regarding retaliation from tariffs? Because that's, again, right now the markets are worried about headlines of tariffs. Tariffs are taking over the market for headlines, but I think it's just headlines. That's all it is. People will be going broke. You think they will buy crypto? Yes, I do think they'll buy crypto. Why? Because I have showcased so much information in the community here. To people who are part of the community here, they know that they are, not will, they are buying crypto. And that's institutional research documents. That's not opinionated information. That's what this is alpha information that I'm showcasing here from their interviews, from their research documents that are all talking about buying AI and crypto. If you want proof of that, you can join for free, 7-day free trial. And you can go into the community, go into the exclusive community, the VIP group, and type in exclusive in there in the search bar and look at all the documents we have in there so far. And even then, you can watch 11. We've done 11 weekly live streams so far. You can look at 11 of our alpha roundtables also in there and get insight on what the institutes are talking about once more. The documents showcase right now that they are buying crypto and they are incorporating it into our financial system. So yes, they are buying crypto, 100%. In fact, that if there was any doubt in my mind about where the market's going, that for me is clear cut. There's no doubt in my mind, literally zero, that institutions and banks are not buying crypto. And retail, we're worried about it, but they are buying crypto. Yeah, I think what we're seeing is a reset, a fake out, not an actual collapse. Reset can result in a collapse. Can. The last reset was World War II when the American economy boomed. If you think that's the same as a collapse, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, hey. Yeah, we have got a lot of doomsayers today, I can't lie. But again, that's expected right now when the market's come down so heavily and we've seen so much money liquidated right now and just lost in the market. I expect the doomers to be really, really loud right now. But again, at the same time, when the market does recover, which I think won't be too far off now, we haven't got the QE and rate cuts coming through just yet. We haven't got the stablecoin policies and market structure bills coming out just yet, which will be big catalysts as well. There's still so much more positive developments to come through in this year, in this cycle, and of course then for Casper as well and other crypto projects. I don't see the point to panic. I don't. I have no reason to panic at all. This is all by design. You can't see me because my mic's not on, my camera's not on, but I'm literally shrugging right now. I'm kind of like, why are we panicking? I don't see why we're panicking at all. I understand why we're panicking, but there's no reason to panic because all the sources that we showcase here is highlighting this is what BlackRock's saying. This is what the smart money is saying. That that even recession, Bitcoin could actually do very well through it. Which we can disagree about that, sure, but then you're also seeing Warren Buffett, who is very well-renowned trader, saying, I'm buying these dips. Why people are strange during market downturns. He's literally saying that. People are strange during market downturns. He's confused why people are so upset and bearish when the market's down. That should be when you want to buy the lower prices. That's Warren Buffett saying this. This is where we are. We're not here. We're here. We're A, not B. And if you are lacking conviction, and this stream's not doing it enough for you, then I highly recommend checking out the VIP group here. You can join for free 7-day free trial. We do weekly live streams. Every single weekend we do a weekly live stream where we go into the in-depth fundamentals and the institutional analysis of what's coming to the space and what they're looking at, alongside buy and sell alerts with trades and whatnot, and much more in there as well. We also publish the information in there as well, the institutional documents, so you can actually get just a summary read of it as well. And all of this information provided in there for again, for what we find in there showcases my belief of that we are not in trouble. We're not. Pull back the market, sure, for short term, sure, but we're not in trouble. I think we need 74k before we go back up. I do think we need, I mean, it's also not, yeah, I mean, that's where the support seems to be right now, around 74k or so. So we might see that before we go back up. We have to wait and see. But it depends. Again, next week's going to be a very important week for crypto, no doubt. So why do so many people think the stock market is at the end, all because of the economy? Most of that money is fake and the ultra rich. I mean, if Warren Buffett believes in the stock market coming back, then I don't know why everyone else is panicking. Yeah, no, I saw that earlier, actually. I saw that earlier, and I'm trying to remember who I saw it from. I think I have a source about it, actually. Let me see if I can quickly load it up while we're just... I was about to wrap up the stream. Let's see if I can load it up, actually, because there's an actual interview I saw recently. I think it was Scott Besson who said it, actually. Scott Besson confirmed that in regards to the stock market, majority are owned by the ultra rich. Where is it? It is... Nope, not there. There, so it's that one. Yeah, so Scott Besson says the top 10% of Americans own 80% of equities in the stock market. Let's go load up this post. Scott Besson, US Treasury Secretary, tells Tucker Carlson that the top 10% of Americans own 80% of equities, 80% of the stock market. The next 40% owns 12% of the market, and the bottom 50% have debt. So in the market, the top 50% actually own the market. The rest of it's just debt. So all the ultras control the market. If you exclude the geopolitical situation, you are mixing X percentage of the story. If you exclude the geopolitical situation, you are missing X% of the story. I'm confused what you mean by that. But sure, I guess. Sure. I honestly think we're about to enter a new golden age for economic growth. The USA, anyways, but as usual, the US is doing well, means everyone else does well. I mean, I think that we are... I mean, what is this? This cycle has been highlighted for a long time now. That it's going to be the great wealth transfer. Despite how the markets look right now and how disastrous it looks right now, I do still believe this is going to be the great wealth transfer. Not because you have to find... Yeah, not because you have to make your millions right now, because if you can find the way to do the research and understand what you're looking at in this cycle before institutions get involved, then it sets you up for the years to come when more adoption comes through into the market. I'm still not worried. I have no reason to be worried right now. And you'll see more doomers coming out more and more, no doubt, claiming that stocks are dead, crypto's dead, recession's on the horizon, as they always say. But again, right now, recession woes are really, really high, but I have no reason to be concerned because I also have seen numerous sources and other research that suggest that I don't need to be worried. And even institutional sentiment also supports the same claims as well. If smart money's not worried, and I don't understand why us as retailers are worried. The two most important sayings is don't be emotional, be logical, and also follow the money. And that means follow what the big money is doing. If the big money are doing X, you should follow them. If the big money is not worried about the stock market, why are we? Obviously, they have more capital, so they can, be a little more reckless, if you will. But at the same time, they're profitable for a reason. We can see more downturn the next couple of weeks. Next week, sure. We might see the market continue to chop sideways for the next couple of weeks as well. But going into May, with regulatory clarity coming through very soon, with all the other developments coming through, and again for Casper as well, I'm still extremely bullish on crypto. And if anything, it's just a better chance to make even more money going forward. Not financial articles, do your own research. You don't like crypto, you don't like Casper, you don't like Bitcoin, you don't like investing, then fine. I'm not telling you to invest. It's what I'm doing. I'm investing because I believe in this market, and I believe where it's going to go from here as well. Crypto market cap right now is at 2.56 trillion. I still think we can reach 5-6 this cycle. I do think we could do that quite easily. But with that being said, that is it for today's daily Casper crypto live stream. If you enjoyed, as always, please leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more. If you want to know more other crypto and market sentiment, come check out the free Discord community server. Link on my homepage, also in the description, as well as the VIP group. We cover a lot more in-depth institutional insight. Again, links are down below and in the VIP group as well, and the description as well, and in the chat post group as well. Is FUD high? Yes. Is recession seemingly looming? Also yes. Are we going to reach that? Sources suggest otherwise. If you want to find out more, definitely recommend check the VIP group. 7-day free trial period. Links down below. That being said, have a great day, good evening, and good night. And I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a very important day for the market, no doubt. So you definitely want to tune in and catch the live stream tomorrow. So have a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow then. Take care.